Hello, I bring some Armored Core Last Raven post commentary, I guess. And what I plan to do with this is sort of outline what's going on in the matches, the mistakes I make, the mistakes the other person makes, just like as a tool to help players get better, I guess. Also because I'm bored, but mainly because I feel like there's not a lot of commentary done with PvP. This might be like the first commentary video that isn't like in Japanese. But in this match, I'm fighting against Vlad, who's in a BP bot, and I'm using a grenade launcher bot. I basically stole off this guy named TM Raven. It's very effective. What you want to do, the outline strategy for this bot is to fire your missiles and your sniper rifle at the same time. And this is like sort of the general strategy of every match, is you want to open with missiles, because if you keep your missiles on and wait to fire them, it'd be like, oh, I'm going to be strategic. You're just going to be heavier and slower, especially if you're using ARM 3. So for me, and for this bot, it's better to just unload the Nymph, which is probably going to, or not Nymph, what is that, the Wyvern? Whatever, the sniper rifle, and hope it's going to land. And it probably will, because the missiles are too distracting. And that's why you have a lead like this, where basically I have a 5,000 AP lead up compared to a 3,000 because of basically entirely just the missiles and the Wyvern fire. And then now what this bot excels at now is just holding on to that AP lead and waiting for the person to mess up, because that's sort of what GL grenade launcher gameplay is waiting like right there for an opponent to mess up. That was a yellow lock too, so I knew he was going to mess up, and then the match is entirely swinging in my favor, and I win pretty precisely with the mean grenade launcher shot at the end there. Alright, so in this match, I think I'm fighting Apple, using a standard RL HP build with some verts. The verts are sort of annoying to fight because they're a double-edged sword, because if you're fighting verts, it forces the other person to become aggressive, and if you can't take the heat, like, you're gonna be like, what? Why is this guy rushing me? And it's because you're shooting verts at me, and that's kind of what they force you to do. Or they force you to look up, but I don't do that because I already am sort of a rusher build. And man, I'm using such weird friends, so that's beside the point. I'm running sort of the same strategy outlined before, the Wyvern RL missiles, except I have a mini Sawa this time. The mini Sawa is such a little gremlin of a weapon. It's stupid accurate, and it benefits from the EN optional buff, which I always run, even if I have like one EN weapon. But even from here, I can hit like crazy shots. If you get close, shots are guaranteed. Ooh, the Heartlander there. Heartlands are bad. You don't want to do that. Those, if Apple was like a centimeter closer, not like a centimeter, he was closer to me and he could have capitalized on that, I would have lost this match. This one's kind of a close one. It was more of a brawl. There wasn't a lot of technical stuff going on. Well, besides aiming, I get some angles, but it was pretty close. Right, so this is a match against Apple using an OB B2 bot, and I'm using MG Arms EO creature. I like this guy. So you know how I was saying before, verts first the person to come close. LR decided to increase booster power with something called acceleration, and they also made the lockboxes smaller, but they didn't increase muzzle velocity. So you're left with machine guns being more like shotguns. You have to be point blank. So the goal with my build is to pester you with the verts to make you close in and make you be like annoyed so that you rush. And then when you rush in, I'm going to be like, hello, my MG arms, and just get in your face and hope that I win the trade. Generally, sometimes I do. Most of the time, I do. Because MG arms are kind of good. They were bannable in NB and Nexus. No, they're alright. They're alright. And the EO too, that helps. essentially though, with my playstyle and this build, you're gonna want to hang back with the AP lead and just hope that you fluster enemy enough to do a dummy charge, or if they make a mistake and capitalize on it. Like here, I hardland, but Apple also hardlands, and that's a that messes you up. And he's forced to OB out of there. And the thing about OB's build is that it does give you a key to get like in and out of fights very quickly. It's just that if you're getting out of a fight, you're already like on edge. And if you hardline like there, and I think he's energetic, yeah, he's on energy, you can get knocked out very easily. So it's a very high risk, high reward thing, but it goes to me. Alright, same contenders as the last match. Apple with the B2. Wait, actually, never mind. I'm tripping. I'm using a BP bot. Now this BP bot, I would say he's my guy. Like, if I use him, I know what I'm doing with him. And now, this is what something I want to take note of during this match is comparing the BP ammo reserves to the B2's ammo reserves, which are just 20. The B2, you need to make those 20 shots count, or else you're going to be stuck trying to win a match with pistols. And the thing about S3 legs is that I have a shit ton of AP as a midweight. And with the frame Apple's using, he's essentially running a lightweight on a midweight frame, so he has the benefits of neither. The no benefit from high jumping, and then he doesn't get the benefit of AP from midweight either. And so it's going to be an uphill battle. And right now I'm winning most trades. But the B2, like, it can chunk you if you land successfully. But so can the BP. So logically, the B2 is like a very eccentric choice. If you're like really feeling yourself, you're like, yeah, I'm him, and you can land all the B2 shots, it's amazing. But if you can't, it's gonna feel awful. Like I said, you're gonna have to win with the small missile and handguns. And this match, I think, is mostly a brawl. We have very even AP numbers. And oh, he ran out of energy. Damn. Yeah, like I said before, OBs are, you're putting yourself, you gotta know what you're doing, or else you run out of energy and vulnerable. I'm surprised I didn't really capitalize on that more, but it's whatever. I have the upper hand now, and I think he ran out of B2 ammo. So like I said, he's gonna have to try and win the match with handguns, and I think at that, with my AP level, he could do it. But it's too drastic of a change, and I get angled on him, and then he hard lands, and then it's already, not already, but you can't really come back from, like, LR is a game about like confidence, and if you lose your confidence, it can be over like that. Okay, so in this match, I think it's a Sawa versus Sawa match, and once again, Apple's using a pseudo kind of lightweight. You can get away with pseudo lightweights sometimes in the last Raven. I don't think it goes well with OB, but as you can see here, I have AP lead, and I'm gonna play it like crazy, because the Sawa is a defensive weapon, right? It's sort of like the BP and like its velocity, but the difference is it takes forever to lock on. So you want to like get the guy rushing towards you, or like you want to be the defensive guy. So you want to hold on to AP lead, because getting aggressive with the Sawa is very hard. And that's why I sort of have the EN batteries on this guy, so that after like being hyper defensive, I could go on the offensive a little bit and maybe surprise you. But it's sometimes I get too aggressive and it doesn't really work out. As you can see here, this is kind of ownage, even though I hard land. Like, I do land a lot of my Sawa shots, and that's the thing. In LR, you could be like, oh, I'm landing my shots, I'm trading. but like my eyes are like looking at the left like top corner of the screen like all the time because I want to see if I'm winning the trades, even if I'm landing shots. But I think he landed a decent amount of shots. Just I have a ton of defense, so you gotta pick your battles wisely. Okay, I was using his V2 bot. Now I'm using an AC called Kronos guy. If you watch Sam Raven, you know the guy. But I play him like, I don't know how I played him in the thingy, but I play him differently than LCC. So the main goal of Clear Sky is to outline one of the strategies that like I said at like the very beginning of the video. The grenade, or the missiles, and the left-handed weapon. Like normally, you do not want to use the RL and the Griffin together because that's a narrow and deep lockbox with a special outbox, and that is a pain to aim with even if you're like goated with the soft. So I don't care if the missiles hit. I don't want the missiles. I do want the missiles to hit, but it doesn't matter. I want the Griffin to hit. And Griffin under missile fire generally hits, and you can tell because I just got him to lose like 2,000 HP just off of Griffin and missiles. And this is where like that's when I use the RL now and the handgun to like a usable lockbox size. And the trick with the RL is that it's more of it's kind of like a bazooka, I guess you could say. And if you like take your time aiming it and you don't just spam when it's red, you can hit most of your shots. But it's a bazooka that does like bad damage. So you gotta be like up, and you gotta be up in the sky. Raining down shots is how I usually like to hence the name of the AC. But the main thing with aiming is like any gun, and Last Raven is there's a trick to it, and it's when the guy's feet, if he's in the middle body hop, when they're about to touch the ground, that's when you can shoot. Or if he's moving to a side directionally too often, because remember the FCS is trying to predict where your opponent's going to be. When it's red, when it's yellow, it's shooting exactly where they are. So you're going to want to help the FCS out a little bit. You know, it's a fucking dumb machine, so you want to be like, you don't want to waste your shots on shots that you know won't land. Like I'm messing up a little bit, but I also have leeway because I still have another handgun. And this is also a distinction I want to make note of, is that Apple is type A and I'm type B. So if I want to fire both weapons at once, it's kind of a hassle already. So that's why you see why I don't have my handgun. I fired at all. But in this match it doesn't matter. I would have another handgun underneath that, but in this match I managed to get him low enough with the missiles and the RL. Just kill him cleanly. I still have a decent amount of AP left. But yeah. It's Jover. This is a App versus Apple Sawa bot, and I am in the elusive hoverleg. Hoverlegs in this game, I don't want to say they suck. They do, but if you know how to make them work, they're not bad. There's literally a trick to them. Like in standard gameplay, you see Apple doing his V hopping. Hoverlegs has a similar tech, where if you can brake cancel. So with the generator I'm running is like the second generator in like, what is it, the G69 or whatever? I don't know, it's like the second. It's a pretty bad generator, but the hoverleg can get away with it because brake canceling, you move like this. It's a little no energy cost. But a little bit about the build I'm using. I wanted to AP gouge a hoverleg, these hoverlegs, and then the pedal, what are they called? I don't know. The really fast ones are, I would consider, the only like usable hoverlegs, and that's like quotable because of if they're broken, they're unusable. And on this build I try to gouge, right? So like I said before, Apple's using a pseudo lightweight, so he has no AP. On this build I have more AP than him. Oh, my legs are broken. Not broken, it's yellow. And you can see my heat go up, which sucks, but as I was saying, I try to gouge as much AP because this thing excels. Like, as you saw before, it's like, it's a very, it's the strategy works. It's like spam the missile, spam the sniper rifle, spam the left-hand weapon, and you can get AP lead. And I want it to have AP lead. I'm gonna break my legs. That's bad. This is like a this is a game over. But luckily for me, I have an insane amount of AP, and I can hide. Like, this would have been, if he was more aggressive, I would probably have lost. But that's the thing some people need to work on, is being aggressive. Because I would have lost if he would have gotten in my face. I would be too overwhelmed. But he let me have control. And then all it takes is one sniper shot. And it's over. And then we're back with the Sawa bot. And what am I using? Oh, I love this guy. This guy is a pain in the ass to fight. He's not as gougy as he could be. I'm using these heavyweight legs that are pretty much midweight legs, but with like in the same defenses. If I were using S3, I think it would have come out to like 9,800 AP. But this guy, like I said before, he's a hide behind buildings and make you rush at him and trade. And the core I'm using, the Selena, they're an extremely defensive weapon. And like I said before, I always open up my matches with just spamming missiles. I want the arm turned off so I can move faster. And if they land, they land. They landed on Apple this match, and it brought them down to 3,000 HP. That's the thing when using the Kronos core, is that it has no missile interception. The thing with like all Mirage cores, they have no missile, so you gotta be on point. Like, I'm using the Mirage core. If you have missiles, if you use missiles against this guy, and there are no buildings, it's a pain in the ass. But you wanna like have some sort of fence. I'm type B, so having decoys would be too much of a hassle. But he's a single shield, Pixie 3, gouged, heavy motherfucker who's defensive. So I'm gonna play around this pillar. Oh, actually not. For some reason. Well, this can work too. Like I said before, LR is kind of a confidence game. If I can make you get into a pattern and like make you move predictably, and I break it, you're gonna be a little bit scared. And I think that's what this guy's good at doing. He can catch some wacky angles because I'm using the Crowley, and the Crowley works well with single wheeled and the fucking, what is it called? I'm forgetting. WS, whatever that means. I forget what it means. Weapons. And then you can just spam far away. And the Selena, pop it out when they're close, and you can hopefully trade up. You probably will. This guy has 200, like, not 200, 2,000, like 300 shell defense. Even with the Sawa, he didn't really do much. This is a match with Apple V2 bot, and ooh, I'm matching his freak. I'm using a BP OB bot as well. Like I said before, the V2 is an exception choice. I wouldn't use it. She's the VP. It's like, I think it's objectively the best bazooka. And this is just a jousting. Oh, that was sick. Just a jousting match. Whoever can hit the most jousts. But I think my frame is better than his, and I'm like more of a dedicated lightweight, and I have more AP. Like, what? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the AP start. It's a cool number though. I know it's 7777. But yeah, this is just a freaky OB match. Some OB tech is of jumping before you let it release. If you boost at all before the windup or during the windup, you get insane heat, so don't fucking do that. And you can glide. I don't think I glide in this match. You can also slide jump. I don't know if I demonstrate that. It's a very tricky thing to do, but you want to boost up like right before the OB hens and then jump. But yeah, this match is just kind of a brawl. It's supposed to be a fancy brawl because we both have OB, but I think I just kind of discard it later because it was too much of a hassle. And sometimes it leaves you like really open. Like, you want to OB at weird angles, not directly at them. So it can be cool. You want to OB directly at them and do something crazy, but that's like the last thing you want to do. You want to hit like wacky angles with like your lockbox and then get behind them. Or you want to slide jump. I'm doing none of those. Instead, I'm just trying to land the BP shot. That's not decoys in this. I like decoys in this. But Yeah. What Apple's doing. He's using Vulture too. I'm using Goal. I'm not sure if he's using Lotus actually. He's not using Lotus. He's using what is he using actually? Because the generator, he's not overheating. I guess you could run the blue, whatever the fuck the blue one is with this. I personally don't. I like Goal more in Lotus because it feels like it gives more energy. I think here, yeah, I broke his core, so his OB generates more heat, and it's over. He's out of energy. Being out of energy is basically a fail state unless you are far away enough to where they can't see. That was actually kind of cool. Okay, so this is sort of Apple's signature build. The War Dog, or whatever. Usually he runs DP on it, actually. But now he's running Shade, and Shade is basically a lazier linear gun, but it came before, so... if you want to be semantic like that. It basically works the same as a linear gun. You want to pick your shots. If you pick your shots, it has a shit ton of ammo. It does have a shit ton of ammo. And generally, depending on the AC, you have different defenses. And I'm running a Sawa bot. I already outlined my strategy for Sawa. Be defensive with burst of offense. I think here... Yeah, I'm trying to hide behind the pillar. I want him to come to me. Because running towards a guy when you have the AP lead is dumb. Never do that. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Don't run towards me if you have the AP lead. Because you're giving me like an advantage inherently, especially if like with something like the Sawa where you want to be hybrid offensive and you have to wait for a lock on if you want to like hit your shots. And let's talk about crest base, because I don't know why people like this map. I think I won't be picking the maps, but crest base, I feel like it has too little stuff on it, and the height advantage isn't necessarily like worth it. Oh, this is cool. I use this as cover. I like using things as cover. You should too. It's really annoying, and you can probably, if someone's trigger happy, you can definitely make them waste ammo on firing at you, because they're gonna think you're gonna move, but you're not. The LR is sort of a game of patience. The little patience you can have, especially since you're probably not gonna land your shots if you're starting out. Even I don't land all my shots. That was kind of a goof. The thing about the Sawa too is that if you don't land a certain amount of shots, it's over. Like, you can't come back with like your pistols, and it's very annoying too. So you have to like lock in when you're using the Sawa. Compared to the Shade, where it's like you can dilly dally. You can dilly dally. You don't have to lock in. Like, if you lock in with the Shade though, it can hurt a lot. Like, look at this guy. Yeah, that's so annoying. I'm surprised he didn't shoot me. I would shoot at that guy. If someone was doing that to me, I would shoot at him. Oh wait, he dropped it? Huh. Well, I guess yeah, you sort of kind of give up at that point. Because I'm already, there's like certain stages. I'm on the pistol stage. I'm going to kill you. You have less AP than me by a significant margin. You cannot win a trade. You cannot trade up. And generally pistol matches, you're going to get hit like a little bit. You want to minimize the pistol, like the amount you get hit by the pistol, but you're gonna get hit at some point. So like here, there's no chance of him coming back. It was a done deal as soon as I already moved on to pistol. Oh, I did. Oh yeah, like I said before, the type B difference is why I save the HP, because I don't fire my left-handed weapons if I'm focusing really hard on firing my right-handed weapons. And then just a standard pistol duelage, trying to get some angles in. I don't know, you could just dive in. He's not going to win. But I guess I just wanted to be fancy a little bit. And then one shot. And there's Joey.